Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. In our quest for spirituality and truth, it is common to feel a form of loneliness, even when surrounded by others. Why do those who sincerely seek to draw closer to Allah often seem to find themselves alone? Could this loneliness be a sign of their journey toward a deeper understanding of themselves and their faith? In this video, we will explore these questions using an Islamic perspective to better understand this feeling of loneliness and how it can, in fact, lead to greater closeness with Allah. So stay with me till the end to find out. If you have any questions or comments along the way, feel free to leave them down below. I love hearing your feedback. Let's go. But before starting this video, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay informed of our next publications on the Islamic faith. Thank you and good video. This is why the chosen ones are alone, without friends or worthy rational relationships. 1. Definition of the elect in Islam. In the Islamic context, the elect designate individuals who, through their devotion and purity of heart, are particularly close to Allah. This group primarily includes prophets, saints, and pious men and women who are distinguished by their deep commitment to the faith. Prophets, such as Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, as well as other prophets like Moses, Jesus, and Abraham, peace be upon them all, are the most prominent among the elect. They were chosen by Allah to transmit His word and guide humanity. The Quran refers to the prophets as the chosen ones clearly in several verses. For example, in verse 33 to 40, it says, Muhammad is not the father of any of your men, but he is the messenger of Allah and the seal of the prophets. This highlights their unique role and high status among believers. Furthermore, in verse 4-69, whoever obeys Allah and the messenger will be with those whom Allah has blessed, the prophets, the truthful, the martyrs, and the righteous. This indicates that the elected officials are in this honorable category. The saints, or awliyas, are also considered the elect. The Quran mentions awliyas in verse 10:62-63. Verily, the friends of Allah have nothing to fear, nor will they grieve. They are those who believe and are pious. Saints are those who, through their faith and piety, receive favor from Allah and are guided by Him in a special way. Being an elected official in Islam is not only an honor, but also a heavy responsibility. These individuals bear the burden of transmitting the teachings of Allah and living according to the highest principles of the faith. They also face specific trials and difficulties that test their patience and commitment. As the Hadith reported by Al-Bukhari points out, the most tried of people are the prophets, then those closest to them, then those closest to them. Thus, the status of elected official comes with the responsibility of setting an example and sacrificing. Their lives are often marked by challenges and a form of loneliness, which can strengthen their relationship with Allah and their determination to follow His path. Second, solitude as a divine trial. Solitude can be seen as a divine trial intended for those who are elected. In Islam, this form of solitude is often a means by which Allah tests and purifies the hearts of the most committed believers. It is not only a test, but also an opportunity to strengthen faith and deepen the connection with Allah. Many prophets experienced loneliness as a major test in their lives. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is an emblematic example. During the early years of his prophecy in Mecca, he faced hostility and rejection from his own community. Support was scarce and hardship was severe. However, this solitude allowed the prophets to turn more towards Allah, seek refuge in prayer, and strengthen one's bond with Him. As the Hadith relates, O you who believe, seek help through patience and prayer. Truly, Allah is with the patients. This period of solitude served to strengthen his faith and prepare him for his future responsibilities. The prophet Moses, peace be upon him, is another example of a prophet tested by loneliness. After leaving Egypt, Moses found himself alone in the desert of Midian. This period of isolation was marked by deep introspection and direct conversation with Allah at the burning bush. Allah then entrusted him with a colossal mission to free the Israelites from slavery. Moses used this period of solitude to prepare himself spiritually and receive direct instructions from God, as mentioned in the verse. And when Moses had finished his stay, he went to his family. He saw a fire in the valley. He said to his family, "Stay here because I see a fire. Perhaps I could bring back a brand or find some warmth in the fire." Surat Al-Qasas 28-29 Solitude, as a divine test, offers the chosen ones the opportunity to refocus and get closer to Allah. It allows them to detach themselves from worldly distractions and concentrate fully on their relationship with God. This period of isolation can be a time of spiritual purification where the individual is driven to seek divine guidance and strengthen their devotion. Additionally, loneliness in these contexts can also be a sign of Allah's favor, an opportunity for the believer to develop inner resilience and unwavering faith. As the verse points out, and do not think that Allah is heedless of what the wrongdoers do. He lets them continue until the day when all eyes are fixed. Surat Ibrahim 14:42. This introspection and solitude strengthens trust in Allah and prepares the believer to play a significant role in the community. In conclusion, the solitude imposed by Allah is a trial which, although trying, is a valuable opportunity for the chosen to strengthen their faith and their connection with Him. It is in these moments of solitude that believers can truly discover the depth of their spiritual commitment and the strength of their relationship with Allah. 3. The challenges of human relationships. On the path to truth and spirituality, establishing authentic relationships can be particularly difficult. Elected officials, because of their deep commitment to Islamic principles, may find themselves out of step with those who do not share the same vision or values. This fundamental difference can lead to significant challenges in their interactions with others. The values and priorities of elected officials are often distinct from those of the majority. For example, an individual deeply committed to his or her faith may place primary importance on prayer, fasting, and fulfilling religious obligations. On the other hand, those who do not share these priorities may not understand or appreciate the importance of these practices. This can lead to misunderstandings and even tensions in personal and professional relationships. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, himself encountered difficulties in his relationships with those who did not share his beliefs. When he preached Islam in Mecca, he faced opposition and rejection from his own community. His beliefs were in direct contrast to the dominant pagan values of his time, making it difficult to form authentic relationships with his contemporaries. Despite this, he persisted in his mission with patience and perseverance, illustrating the sacrifice necessary to remain true to his convictions. Elected officials often have to make significant sacrifices to remain faithful to their principles. This may include distance from friends or family members who do not share the same spiritual outlook. These sacrifices are often painful but necessary to preserve the integrity of personal and religious values. The Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, is another example of sacrifice in human relations. He was forced to separate himself from his people and his family to follow the will of Allah. As the verse describes, Ibrahim says, "Verily I withdraw from what you associate with Allah." Surat Az-Zukhruf 43:26. Elected officials must also navigate between their own beliefs and social expectations. They may face ethical dilemmas or compromises that test their commitment. The choices they make may isolate or marginalize them, but they are necessary to maintain alignment with their beliefs. However, it is important to recognize that these challenges can also strengthen the faith of elected officials. By facing these trials, they have the opportunity to demonstrate their resilience and sincerity. Solitude and sacrifice can become means of purification and spiritual strengthening. As the Hadith points out, the best person is the one who is most useful to others. Sahih al-Bukhari. Through these challenges, elected officials have the opportunity to develop a deeper understanding of their faith and their role in the community. In conclusion, the challenges of human relationships for those on the path of truth are often marked by differences in values and personal sacrifices. Although these obstacles can create tension and isolation, they are also opportunities for the chosen ones to strengthen their faith and demonstrate their commitment to Allah. The sacrifices made to remain faithful to one's convictions are testimonies of devotion and perseverance on the spiritual path. 4. The importance of introspection. Solitude, although it can be difficult, provides valuable space for introspection and personal growth. In Islam, introspection is encouraged as a way to better understand oneself and draw closer to Allah. Solitude allows one to withdraw from the noise of the world and focus on deep inner reflection, thereby facilitating self-knowledge and spiritual progression. The Quran and Hadith emphasize the importance of self-knowledge. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "He who knows himself knows his Lord." Sunan ibn Majah. This quote highlights the idea that understanding one's own weaknesses, strengths, and motivations is essential to developing an authentic relationship with Allah. Introspection helps identify aspects of oneself that require improvement, thus allowing one to engage more sincerely in the spiritual journey. Another verse of the Quran, in chapter 59, verse 18, says, "O you who believe, fear Allah and let every soul consider what it has prepared for tomorrow." This verse encourages believers to reflect on their actions and intentions, emphasizing the importance of introspection for spiritual growth. Solitude promotes this introspection by allowing a quiet moment to examine one's emotions, beliefs, and behaviors. Here are some methods of introspection that may be helpful. 1. Prayer and meditation. Prayer, salat, and moments of meditation allow you to refocus and reflect on your actions and intentions. Reciting the Quran in particular offers a source of guidance and comfort, fostering a deeper understanding of oneself and one's faith. 2. Spiritual journal. Writing down your thoughts, reflections, and emotions in a spiritual journal can help clarify your feelings and track your spiritual progress. It also helps document moments of doubt and the answers found through faith. 3. Contemplation of nature. Spending time in nature can provide a space of tranquility and contemplation. Observing Allah's creation can inspire reflection on the greatness of God and the place of the individual in the world. 4. Regular self-evaluation. Taking the time to regularly self-evaluate allows you to measure your spiritual progress and identify areas requiring particular attention. This may include thinking about one's daily actions, one's interactions with others, and how one adheres to Islamic principles. 5. Dhikr, the remembrance of Allah. Regular practice of dhikr, or the remembrance of Allah, helps to purify the heart and refocus the mind. It facilitates a deeper connection with Allah and encourages sincere introspection. Introspection, facilitated by solitude, plays a crucial role in personal and spiritual growth. By allowing believers to reflect on their actions, intentions, and emotions, it helps cultivate an authentic relationship with Allah and strengthen their commitment to the faith. By embracing these moments of solitude and using these methods of introspection, believers can find a clearer path to understanding themselves and their relationship with Allah. 5. The search for virtuous companions. Surrounding elected officials with people sharing the same values is essential to maintain and strengthen their spiritual journey. In Islam, relationships with virtuous companions play a crucial role in upholding the faith and preserving moral righteousness. These relationships contribute to spiritual growth and provide a source of comfort and motivation in times of loneliness or difficulty. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, emphasized the importance of choosing righteous friends. In a hadith reported by Al-Bukhari and Muslim, it is said, "A man is on the religion of his friend, while each of you takes a good look at the one he takes as a friend." This is the most meaningful friends can have about a person's faith. By being surrounded by godly companions, a believer is more likely to maintain their own values and grow in their spirituality. The Quran also highlights the importance of choosing virtuous companions. In verse 25, 27, 29, it is mentioned, "The day when the unrighteous will bite his hands, saying, 'Oh, if only I had taken a path with the messenger. Oh, woe is me. If only I hadn't taken such and such as a friend.'" This verse highlights the regret of the unrighteous for having chosen companions who distance them from the path of Allah. This demonstrates the crucial importance of surrounding one's life with people who strengthen faith and good deeds. To find and cultivate relationships with virtuous companions, here are some tips. 1. Participate in community activities. Getting involved in community activities such as religious classes, dhikr circles, and mosque events can help meet like-minded individuals. These environments provide opportunities to build relationships based on shared interests and spiritual goals. 2. Seek mentors. Finding experienced and wise people in the community can provide valuable advice and moral support. Mentors can help guide the spiritual path and encourage perseverance in faith. 3. Build sincere relationships. Relationships should be based on authenticity and mutual respect. It is important to be open and honest in interactions, seeking connections based on shared spiritual goals rather than superficial interests. 4. Encourage common spiritual growth. Participating together in spiritual activities such as communal prayers, Quran readings, and Islamic studies strengthen bonds and promote mutual spiritual growth. These activities provide opportunities to discuss and reflect on issues of faith and practice. 5. Show patience and understanding. Building lasting relationships takes time and effort. It is essential to be patient and understanding toward others while seeking companions who share similar spiritual goals. In conclusion, virtuous companions play a fundamental role in the spiritual journey of the elect. By choosing friends who share similar values and cultivating these relationships carefully, believers can benefit from moral support, continued motivation, and spiritual growth. These relationships strengthen not only faith, but also community, contributing to an environment conducive to sincere practice and devotion to Allah. 6. The role of the community. The community plays a crucial role in supporting elected officials, especially those following a demanding spiritual path. A strong, supportive community can provide essential moral, practical, and emotional support for individuals committed to their faith. In Islam, solidarity and mutual support are fundamental values that strengthen the social fabric and encourage spiritual development. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, exemplified the importance of community in many aspects of his life and mission. When the Prophet started preaching Islam, he received support from his close companions, who played a vital role in spreading the Islamic message. Early Muslims, despite hardships, formed a united community, supporting those who were persecuted for their faith. The support of this community was crucial to the success and spread of Islam. A relevant historical example is the event in Hijra, where the first Muslims were welcomed with warmth and support by the people of Yathrib, later Medina. This community provided refuge and protection to persecuted Muslims, allowing them to continue their religious practices without fear. This community's support not only ensured the survival of Muslims, but also helped lay the foundation for a prosperous Islamic society. In the Quran, the concept of community solidarity is strongly encouraged. Verse 49-10 says, "The believers are only brothers, so reconcile your two brothers and fear Allah so that you may have mercy." This verse highlights the importance of unity and mutual support among believers. The community is thus seen as a united entity, where everyone is responsible for the well-being of others. To reduce loneliness and support elected officials, several community initiatives can be put in place. 1. Spiritual support group. Organizing support groups or faith discussion circles allows individuals to share experiences, get advice, and find comfort among like-minded peers. These groups create a space of solidarity and mutual support. 2. Regular community events. Events such as religious conferences, spiritual retreats, and volunteer activities provide opportunities to gather and connect with other members of the community. These opportunities promote social relationships and strengthen the feeling of belonging. 3. Mentoring program. Establishing mentoring programs where more experienced members of the community accompany newcomers or those seeking to deepen their faith can provide valuable support and spiritual direction. 4. Mutual aid and solidarity activities. Organizing mutual aid initiatives such as fundraisers for the needy or support programs for people in difficulty strengthen community ties and offer concrete support to those who need it. 5. Spaces for common prayer and reflection. Creating spaces dedicated to prayer, meditation, and spiritual reflection within the community helps foster collective spiritual growth and provides an environment conducive to connection with Allah and with other members of the community. In conclusion, the role of the community is essential to support elected officials in their spiritual journey. A supportive community, united by common values and engaged in supportive initiatives, can alleviate loneliness, strengthen spiritual connections, and promote the well-being of its members. By cultivating an environment of support and solidarity, communities contribute to personal and collective growth, helping everyone overcome challenges and advance in their faith. Loneliness, although often perceived as a difficult ordeal, can actually become a powerful source of strength and personal growth. By using solitude constructively, individuals can transform these moments of withdrawal into opportunities for self-discovery, creativity, and strengthening their resolve. Many historical and contemporary figures have been able to use their solitude to achieve remarkable achievements. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, for example, spent years in meditation in the cave of Hira before receiving the first revelation of the Quran. This period of solitude allowed him to prepare spiritually and receive the divine guidance necessary to carry out the prophetic mission. Another example is that of Sir Isaac Newton, whose revolutionary discoveries in physics and mathematics were partly due to his period of solitude during the Great Plague of London. Isolated on his farm, Newton had the time and space to develop his theories on gravity and differential calculus, thus marking the history of science. Similarly, writer J.K. Rowling wrote the first books in the Harry Potter series during a time of financial and emotional loneliness. This period of withdrawal was crucial for developing his imagination and creating a literary universe that touched millions of readers around the world. Solitude, when seen as an opportunity rather than a curse, can provide valuable space for personal reflection and growth. Here are some ways loneliness can be transformed into strength. 1. Development of creativity. Solitude allows space for reflection without distraction, which promotes the emergence of new ideas and creativity. Moments of solitude can be used to explore personal passions, develop projects, or think about innovative solutions. 2. Building resilience. Facing loneliness with a positive attitude can build mental and emotional resilience. By using these times to overcome personal challenges, one develops stress management skills and an ability to cope with adversity. 3. Deepening spirituality. Solitude offers the opportunity to get closer to one's faith, to explore deep aspects of spirituality, and to reconnect with one's values. It is a time for meditation, prayer, and spiritual exploration, which can strengthen the relationship with Allah. 4. Self-discovery. Moments of solitude allow you to know yourself better, to understand your own motivations, your strengths, and your weaknesses. This introspection promotes greater personal clarity and goals more aligned with one's deep values. By encouraging viewers to see loneliness as an opportunity rather than a curse, we can help them transform this experience into a valuable force for their personal and spiritual development. Solitude can be a catalyst for meaningful achievements, providing space for reflection and growth that leads to remarkable accomplishments and a deeper understanding of oneself and the world. Conclusion. Although loneliness can present a challenge to the elect, it also offers a valuable opportunity to deepen our relationship with Allah. This period of withdrawal allows us to better understand our spiritual journey, strengthen our faith, and explore our own interior. By recognizing the reasons behind this loneliness and using this time constructively, we can transform these moments into a source of strength and personal growth. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring content.